Sea level rising, that's true, but there is something that we can do. Protect the mangrove, the red and black mangrove, the mangrove that you see.
Just one more shot. Hi. Just make sure you don't fall on it. Your mother would freak out on me.
The water comes in too sudden.
Yeah, and it's rising every day. When I was your age, that coastline used to be way out there. Sea level rising, that is true.
It's rising everywhere?
Yes, everywhere. But you know, Guyana coast is below sea level, so it is a big problem for us. Most Guyanese live along the coast, so we have to do something to hold back the sea.
Either that or we go live in mangrove, where there are no seawall line and no KFC.
And the coast has the best land for agriculture. The seawater, there's plenty worries. So you build a seawall. The Dutch started that.
Either that or you put in some serious pumps.
Yes, and serious pump is serious money. Long ago, we had mangroves that kept out the sea. You know, I got a mangrove video. When we get home, I can put it on for you. Okay, you organized? I want to be stopping and starting this, you know.
Yeah, I got a Solara and juice. We're all good to go.
All right.
Historically, when the Dutch built our concrete sea defenses to keep out the sea, our entire coastline was covered with mangroves for hundreds of kilometers between the Waini and the Corentyne rivers. Unfortunately, over the years, that natural protection has been weakened because the mangrove forests have been dramatically depleted and in some instances lost altogether. The majority of this destruction occurred in the difficult economic times of the 1970s when the mangrove trees were cut for firewood and other uses. There were no programs to restore what was destroyed, so today we're only left with 24,000 hectares of mangrove forests.
Erosion by the sea has also removed mangroves and caused changes to our coastline. For example, these cokers at Mount Repos today, a quarter mile from shore, show where the coastline was over 100 years ago. Mangroves benefit us in many ways. They break up the energy of the incoming waves and help to prevent coastline erosion. And then solids in the seawater are trapped in the mangrove roots, eventually creating land. To go inside the mangrove forest is to see that mangroves are also fish nurseries, in that they provide a safe haven for the marine life breeding along Guyana's coastline. Many species of birds find refuge and sustenance in the mangrove forests, and it is also home to monkeys and other animals. Mangroves also play a very important role in combating climate change because they store 10 times more carbon than any other tree in Guyana's forests.
The branches of the black mangrove tree is also used by fishermen as fishing poles to tie their nets. So you see, while mangroves are largely sea defense, they also have other values for us.
So Dad, this red thing on my slipper is mangrove bark?
Exactly. If you go to Arawak Leather in Linden, all the leatherwork there is mangrove dye.
I see what you mean. Mangroves are useful in all kinds of ways, but we're losing them. Big time, right?
Yeah, but at least we're doing something about it now. The government put up some money to start a mangrove restoration project. The European Union contributed funding. And now we have some serious mangrove replanting going on with community groups involved with it.
I think we passed one in Coven, John.
There are about 10 of them. And by the way, here's another point the video didn't mention. We have a set of people of the East Coast producing honey in the middle of the mangrove forest.
Mangrove honey?
I'm telling you, it's the black mangrove. The blossoms make the best honey, a lovely golden kind of color, sweet for days and no chemicals.
So we can relax. We've restored the mangroves to keep out the sea. We know about all these other uses and we got a community groups going.
You young people always seeing things cut and dry.
How you mean?
I can't explain it so good. Listen to the program.
Mangroves not only protect us from the sea, they also give us some of the best honey. The story of mangrove honey takes us up the Berbice River and deep into the black mangrove forests, where a few beekeepers are producing mangrove honey.
This is a mangrove flower, the black mangrove. So take a look at the flowers, of the bees pollinate. Bees have to visit 75,000 of this mangrove, black mangrove flower to make 1 pound of honey. Yeah, the benefit of the mangrove honey, right, is to help, especially as attack against the diabetic, even the asthma case. Even when you get cut, the honey even heal your cut. So no, even good for like we get acne, the honey will treat acne. Even with red eye, the honey treat red eye. And even if you get any sickness or not, the honey will help it. Even in World War I, the soldiers used to take honey on the battlefield to heal wounds. And if people today should come back to honey, we get all the sickness in this world today. That's why people should protect the mangrove and decide to raise more bees so that we can get bountiful honey.
The good news is that a vigorous mangrove restoration project is underway, but the bad news is that significant threats remain, and almost all of them are man-made.
Precisely where the mangroves grow, along the rivers and along our coastline, are also some of the same places people turn to for farming or for housing developments, and that means mangroves get cut down. Another problem is the widespread practice of grazing animals near the mangroves. Goats and cows feed on the young mangrove seeds, preventing them from germinating into plants. These grazing animals also feed on the young seedlings that may spring up along the shore. They become food for goats and never become mature plants.
Well, the problem what we get with the cows is that when they graze the mango, it's not alone. They graze this and they eat the seeds also. And we know as a ranger, we got to protect the beach because these mangroves protect us a lot from the tidal wave and erosion. There's a lot of aspects they're wrong. And you've seen a lot of these cattle farmers don't know the uses of these mangroves at the water side. So you know, some of them are ignorant over the fact. So when you tell them about mangrove, they say, hey man, you're just wasting your time. Yes, but you know, as we going to educate them and tell them about the mangrove, they will know more about it. And they will try to keep out the animal from the mangrove.
Mangrove forests are also endangered by the thoughtless disposal of garbage. The burning of this material results in fires getting out of hand, and sections of mangrove forest that took decades to develop are destroyed in a matter of hours. Mangrove destruction is also caused by fishermen pulling their boats through the mangrove forests and over the young seedlings. The result is a trail of damaged or destroyed plants. Instead of a future mangrove forest, we have a bare, open mudflat.
In my days when I was a little boy, we used to go at the back there and play cricket and catch crab and such like, parkour and them things. You know, and we used to set sail, my father and myself, we had boat here. We used to set till, we had to walk, and used to walk and go till out about 200, 300 feet from the seawall. From the wall, the coca that you see standing there now, we used to 200, 300 feet away from there. You used to walk and go out. Now the water take up everything. So if we protect the mangrove, right, it would be very important for us. Not for us alone, for society in the whole.
You know what I can't stop thinking about?
I bet you just have to do something with your belly.
Right, that mangrove honey. I'm dying to taste some of that stuff.
Well, you're in luck. Actually, I'm going up to Victoria. take off your slipper, put on your sneakers and let we go. Joe! Joe! You got that honey for me?
All right, my come. Right there, boy. Liquid gold, honey.
Joe, this is my daughter, Becky.
Hello, Becky. She resemble you, boy?
Some seawater catch her yesterday afternoon, and now she's curious about mangroves.
Well, Becky girl, you come to the right place. Let us take a walk. We are in the Golden Grove Victoria Reserve area. And in this area, we have all 3 species of mangrove. We have the red deer, which we call the monkey whistle. Then you have the black, and then you have the white mangrove in this area. You understand, girl?
Yes.
Yeah.
One question.
Oh, come on.
Listen, saltwater kills all plants, even grass. How come mangroves survive?
Good question, my girl, good question. Well, I'm going to tell you, after me tell you about all 3 species we have in this area, I'm going to tell you about the black mangrove. The black mangrove, it goes down into the soil and come back. If you look, you see some pop root, it come up for breeding purpose. Okay? Good. That's why they survive. That's one of the reasons they survive. And if you check on the leaf also, the black mangrove, you taste it, it's salty, very salty. You know why it's salty? It absorbs the brackish water and then it gives off the salt water. That's why it is so salty.
You know, Joe,
Tell me.
you should explain to her about the replanting of the mangroves in that sticky mud.
Well, for that, you need to go to the Mangrove Visitor Center for that.
All right.
One of the most important part of the mangrove planting process is to ensure that we get nothing but healthy mangrove seedlings. Alicia collects the mangrove seeds from the beach, puts them in a plastic bag with mud, and nurture them until they're 14 inches high. Once attaining the height of 14 inches, they're strong enough to withstand the energy of the waves, and they're taken out to the seashore, where they're planted by the workers of the National Drainage and Irrigation Authority.
We are at the visitor center between the Belfield, the Golden Grove Mangrove Reserve, the first in Guyana, and we are very proud of it. It has shown us some success stories in community involvement. It has been maybe 1 year, but we already see the outputs and the positive returns of this project. We are beginning to turn the tide, and we do welcome you to come down one day and visit us here. We have a Mangrove Action Committee which includes representatives from the Sea Defences, Guyana Forestry Commission and the Ministry of Agriculture. We've also developed a mangrove management plan, and we have produced an inventory of our coastal mangroves. Also, we have created a mangrove planting manual. The public awareness program that you see going on has been helped by Protect the Mangroves billboards that you see all around our country, with assistance from the private sector and also involvement with our own project. And the displays you see here also in the Mangrove Center, we have been getting a lot of public awareness from this.
The spin-off effects of the mangrove restoration project are many, and today in the Victoria Golden Grove Mangrove Reserve forests, women from these communities have joined together. They are now producing a wide range of agro products under the Mangrove Reserve Products brand. And even along the coastline, more and more communities are learning to produce mangrove honey. Today, these income-generating projects are supporting over 24 families who are reaping the sweet success of golden mangrove honey production.
And the mangrove tree, especially what we consider the corridor, local name, is a very good honey producing plant. And once bee is managed good and in a sustainable way, you could make a comfortable living out of it without even destroying the forest.
I am a fisherman. The fish need mangoes to grow big like this.
I've been out to the mangrove restoration site twice, I should say that. And both times I went there, I was able to get this honey.
Yeah, planting back the mango on the land, giving back the land. Protect. So when the water come big now, it can't come and get with flood. And everything flash over the sea while it's a flood. So the mangrove good for protect we.
Yeah, without the mangroves, we can't have crabs because the crab will find new grounds, new home to live, and they will move out. They will go out on the sea and the water will move them, and they will move and go and find other places. So without the mangroves, the crab can't live. The mangroves is very important.
Today, living along the low coastline, we have to appreciate mangrove forests as a natural barrier against the ever-threatening sea. This forest, largely grown on its own, is sometimes damaged by people trying to make a living. But we must find ways of dealing with these issues. In the end, our coastline will always be vulnerable, but nature has given us mangrove forests to keep out the sea. It is a natural barrier we must maintain and protect.